How y'all doing? John, how are you today? 'Cause I am doing great. And yes, that is the new Scareglow sitting right there. All lovely like. Sorry, I'm getting this adjusted. I apologize. The thing that sucks about using YouTube on your phone to stream, like it's really good as far as quality and everything goes. Like it does pretty decent now. The my only major issue is that you can't really set up the camera view like right away. Hey, what's going on, man? Howdy, Bill. How y'all doing? Michael Gutierrez. How are you, dude? How are you doing tonight? So yes, if you did not see on any of my socials, I have a new Scareglow review. I'm actually kind of proud of it. It came out pretty good. Uh, I did some pretty nice figure photos. My figure photos are not usually in like environments and stuff. Mine are on my photo, in my photo booth with lighting and whatnot. And I did some fun stuff with a black light to make his head glow because that's like the only part of him that glows. Michael says, I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. How about you? Me, I'm doing all right. I'm in the same amount of pain that I am every day working in the auto industry, but that's the knocks. That's the knocks. But I'm doing all right. I'm just showing off my Scareglow, which he's phenomenal. A lot of people seem to be extremely impressed with this figure. Which I mean, if you're looking at him right now, I mean, how can you not be? It was a fantastic looking figure. And it's nice because no pins. He's got butterflies, right? He's got all the nicer articulation points. He's I feel as though he's a little bit more solid than most of the Masterverse figures. But yeah, what am I streaming from, Bill? OBS? No, I am actually streaming with my iPhone 16 Pro and the YouTube app. It is, yeah, he is pretty cool. It's actually amazingly easy. Like YouTube has made some incredible tools lately as far as on the mobile platform, and so like I actually I almost prefer using my phone. I mean, I can't do like group. I think I can allow one person to come in, but it has to be like in portrait mode, and I'm sure they'll get there. But yeah, I look forward to the day when we can just use our cell phones to do nothing but like online stuff. As far as like group chats and I mean we can do group chats, but you know what I mean, like group live streams. Like you can sort of do it now, but with I want to say StreamYard kind of lets you do that, but it's not fantastic, right? Like uh, I know Oz tends to end up using it a lot when he does the clubhouse. So last time I tried to stream from the phone, it forced me to vertical stream. You have to set it up when you're setting up the stream. Before you do anything, it's got to be the first thing you do. You'll see it like along the side of the screen when you go in to do a live stream. There will be like a little like rectangular box looking thing. You tap that, and it puts you into landscape mode. And then it doesn't look like it's doing it, but once you go through all the setup and add your description and all of that stuff, which I still haven't done for this video, but but once you update all of that stuff and you go live, it'll force you to go into landscape mode. I wish they had a way to like kind of switch back and forth, but they do not. And I also must say, hey Nolan, what's going on, brother? Hope all is going better in your life. I know you were having some rough times, but I hope things are getting a little bit better. And I'm glad you're here. Thanks for stopping by. I do have some wine tonight, but I put it in my Nalgene. No accidents here. That's my nephew Jack right there. Oh, you're welcome, Nolan. No problem. And Bill, you're welcome. Michael Gutierrez, Clawful is the first version of 2000X Clawful is the first version of the character that I was introduced to. Yeah, was it true that, like, I think that they never made Clawful in the original line, right? Like, I want to say that was like a they didn't do this one. He looks cool. I know there's been a few complaints. I do have like my only issue with the 2000X line is that they have like a lot of this harder plastic, right? It's like a harder, cheaper plastic. It just doesn't feel the same as all the other Origins figures. I got Beastman here. He's another chunky boy. I don't think they made that. Yeah, I think that was the case with Clawful. They were making a big deal about him because they didn't make him in the original 2000X line. But I do like this Beastman. I prefer when his loincloth is more blue. I feel as though making it aqua was a miss on the part of the creators of the 2000X series. But his look is still kind of freaking awesome. I mean, this is a badass figure. he looks pretty dope. I'll set him back here. And then Evelyn, of course, Stinkor also didn't appear in the 2000X line. We may get him. I wouldn't be surprised if we get Stinkor. Stinkor is always going to be one of my favorite. I'm going to set him off to the side. Knocking things over already. Oh, geez. There we go. Thankfully, I can't knock over the wine because it's not open. God. That was one of the most embarrassing live stream moments of my life. Thank God you guys can't see me not wearing pants right now. No, I'm just kidding. I'm wearing pants. But you wouldn't know. Stinkor. Okay. So tonight we are going to open up Clawful. We'll see how this goes tonight, but I might open up another one. I was thinking either Mossman or Stratos, one of the two. So I mean, if you guys have opinions and you want to choose between Mossman or Stratos, please throw that up in the comments. And don't throw up in the comments. Drinking wine tonight. No throwing up tonight, all right? Bet you never drank wine out of an Nalgene. But that's what we're doing today. And actually I have some it's St. Julian's, right? There's a vineyard actually not too far from us that I'm drinking tonight. It's St. Julian's. It's a sweet red and it is so good. It tastes like grape juice. It's dangerous. And you know what? I don't really get a bad hangover from it either. So, if I stick to like 1 or 2 glasses of wine, I'm usually okay. And I get hangovers real easy ever since I turned like, I don't know, I want to say like 35 or so. Hangovers just last days for me now. All right. So Michael says the only villains who were in the 2000X line were Skeletor, Panther, Beastman, Evelyn, Merman, Triclops, Trapjaw, and Too Bad. Yeah, we haven't seen Trapjaw yet, have we? No, we haven't gotten Trapjaw yet. And Too Bad would be fun. I don't know. They're real stingy about Too Bad. We've only gotten the Masterverse and that like Mattel Creations Too Bad. I don't know if like the sales were not good originally for Too Bad or what, but I know he's one of my favorites. Like I loved that figure when I was a kid. He was always one of my first picks whenever I was, you're with your buddies and you guys are picking action figures. Who's going to be this guy? Who's going to be that guy? Sometimes people would just split it right down. One guy would be good guys and one guy would be bad guys. However you played, typically, my ultimate favorites were always, up there with like Too Bad, who else? Stinkor, Stondar. My Stondar was one of my favorites. Trying to think who else. I mean, Skeletor was always one of my favorites. Um, Tongue Lasher, definitely one of my all-time favorites. Trying to think who else. Who else? I loved Whiplash too. I loved Clawful. I loved the original Clawful. There was something about the original Clawful that he was he was just awesome. Um, I don't know. He wasn't always everybody's favorite, but I found him to be such a good figure. Um, I love what they've been doing with these 2000X figures. Like they've got some really nice artwork on there. Like this is not, they didn't phone this in. Unfortunately, for some of these figures, they phoned in a lot of the QC on some of these figures. I'm a little disappointed in some aspects. Like Evelyn has a little bit of slop on her. I'm trying to think of who else had a bit of a sloppy job on him. There was a little bit of slop on Triclops. What are you gonna do, right? Some of them seemed like they were just rushed to production. Rushed out to the stores. But yeah, that's a pretty cool. I like that picture. That's pretty tight. Here, I'll show the top of it too. Yeah, He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. I gotta get my daughter to watch the 2000X series. She she laughs whenever I put on the old school He-Man, the one from the 80s, the Filmation one. She always just cracks up. She's like, "Oh my god, it's so cheesy." Nolan says I'm assuming these are your favorites. Yeah, there you go. Your favorite bad guys: Dragster, Beastman, and Grizzlor. Yeah, Grizzlor's up there too. Definitely. I've got my Grizzlor in a acrylic case. That's how much of a favorite of mine he is. Like I don't want him to ever like get destroyed. He's in great shape too. Like nearly no scuffs. All the fur is still really good, not matted. Same thing with my Moss Man. My Moss Man's actually in pretty decent shape too. It's funny. It's weird after all this time. They're in such good shape. Um, Whiplash in the 2000X toy line. Was Whiplash in the 2000X toy line? I'm not actually specifically talking about the 2000X toy line, Mike. I'm just talking about in general my favorite bad guys. I didn't actually collect the 2000X toy line. I admired them for what they were, but at the time I was kind of I want to say I was in college. Maybe I think I was no, I was definitely out of college by then. I was working as a graphic designer by then, and I wasn't like I was into them, but I was trying to be like I'm not into toys anymore. Even though I still had a few like action figures that I like secretly had stashed in like boxes somewhere, like that I would like bust out when nobody was around, like oh, and I would always like hit the toy aisles just to see what was happening and what was new. I remember not being very impressed with what occurred with GI Joe after they stopped doing the 3 3/4 figures. They went up to like bigger ones with more articulation, but they were like bulky almost. And I was like, bro, that's not what I wanted. I don't know. I'm just like that. That was me. Oh, so Mike, you had the 2000X toys when you were a kid? I gotcha. I gotcha. I'm probably a little bit older. um, and even the Powers of Grayskull, I was sort of getting aged out by then. Like I was born in '77, so uh, I I remember when I first saw because a friend of mine had Hero. He had Hero, and I I I, I had that purple T Rex, and he had the pterodactyl, the turbodactyl, whatever. Uh, and he was really excited for the whole entire line, and he had Hero. I think he had Hero. I don't know. I could be like, that could be just a fever dream. I know he was excited about that whole line, and then it just never happened. But me, I was just like, eh. I was like, that's the new He-Man, and I thought it was cheesy that they called him Hero. I was like, what? What is that? But I mean, I've got him now, and I kind of like the figure. I have him. I want to say I have him as a Masterverse figure, and I have him as a an Origins figure, and he's pretty good. I like him. He's not bad. Um, ooh, and just a little. I just received my laser power He-Man just a little bit ago. So I half contemplated opening it on the live stream, but I think I need to make a video for it, like a long form video. Um, I think that'll be my next one. I still have yet to open up my Akuma from Street Fighter, uh, and I still have to do He-Man and Skeletor. I'm gonna do a video for them too. I just, like I got so many ideas in my head, and I can't get them all out at the same time. I've been struggling just to get one video out a week right now. So I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I'm building up to better stuff. Um, Eventually, I want to try and upgrade my whole photo area to have like a little bit wider of a background and stuff like that to give it more depth. You'll see what I mean once I get it done. But yeah, I've got plans. I just, it takes me a while. I don't, and this is not, I'm not trying to guilt anybody and be like, oh, you guys gotta give me money. But I don't make any money off of this channel. Like I don't have any or I have subscribers, but I don't have any members. I don't have any Patreon people. I don't even get super chats. So, it's all right. And I'm okay with that. Listen, I'm okay with that. I am. But I'm just saying, like, I don't get a lot of support. So, anything that I put into my channel, it's basically me building this as a hobby and having fun with it. And I have fun with this. It actually kind of makes me happy doing this. I used to be a creative person professionally. And so like, for a long time working in the auto industry, I just wasn't doing anything creative. And, then I started, doing this, and I really enjoy it. I've met all of you out there, and I am having a really fun time, joking around with, getting into group chats, and you know, John has a group chat going that, or well, actually, I think Michael was the one that started that Maniac Classic. I don't know which one of you guys started that, but um, yeah, we joke around in that one. That one's always good. Rickster's always cracking me up. That dude is a character and a half, man. But yeah, I have a good time. So it's and that's like the richness that I get out of this, you know. Um, you know, so I go and I spend money like to buy, make stickers and stuff and hand them out at Comic-Con and whatnot, and it still doesn't make me any money, but I still have fun with it, right? I mean, that's what this is all for, is to have fun. So that's what I'm doing. That's why I collect. That's why I read comics. That's why I do all the goofy stuff that I do. It's enjoyment of the art. Sorry, I was parched. Had to have a sip of wine. I cap this sucker up so that when I'm pulling off heads and stuff, I don't knock nothing over again. All right, so here's your info on the bottom. Contents: 1 figure. I like that they say that. It just seems silly. All right, we're gonna find the entry point. Where do we go? We go in through the side. I guess we're going in through the side. Which side? Which side? Yeah, we'll go in where the face is. I'm gonna cut you. I'll cut you real bad. There we go. Boop. So, little trick. If you guys ever have issues opening your boxes and you don't want to tear them, use your knife like a pry bar. Pro tip, bros. Pro tip. I don't know what I'm a professional at, but Oh, he's so beautiful. All right, so we got something in here. Is it a comic or a cardboard? I'm guessing it's a cardboard because that's what usually comes with the big deluxe figures. It's a cardboard, but it's pretty cool. I mean, I like these cards. I know some folks would prefer to have a comic, and honestly, I would rather have a comic, especially one featuring Clawful, especially looking like that. But that is some pretty cool artwork. We'll see the back. The back says Clawful, warrior with the grip of evil. With a click of a claw, Clawful's underwater brethren unleash an evil plan to kidnap Man-at-Arms when visiting his friend and mentor Decker on Orcas Island. Orcas? Orcas? I don't know, whatever. But Man-at-Arms was just getting all sorts of like action in the 2000X series, wasn't he? Like, seriously, I mean, he gets turned into a snake man. He gets kidnapped by a bunch of crab dudes. What the hell, man? Poor Man-at-Arms. He's all messed up. And then we're going to take a look at the little paper thingy real quick to see where he comes apart. All right. So he comes apart at the shoulders. And apparently something happens. Oh, his legs come off. The waist will pop apart. You can pull apart his boots. And his hand comes off on the other arm. And then the shoulder and the head. All right. Yep. Bye-bye. All right. So, move into this. And it doesn't look like he comes with any sort of a weapon. Oh, that's so loud. Yeah. I dropped a knife. Thank God I'm not, on the floor. All right. So, come here, Clawful. We're going to pull this out. We're going to plop him on up there. And he has some weird looking feet. So we might have to work at this a little bit. Clawful didn't have weapons in the 2000X cartoon. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. He's got some weight to him. Like, he's a hefty boy. I mean, he doesn't just look big, and he's definitely not hollow. But he does have that same thing that Beastman had going on, where he had like the really hard kind of almost cheap like plastic. I mean, I got to assume that it's relatively quality. I mean, it's Mattel. Mattel usually makes some pretty quality product. There, we'll set that up in the back for a little visual. And we'll throw this over here. Just to make the background interesting. Little tip for filming. So here he is in all of his clawfully goodness. Now, I will say this kind of feels a little on the cheap side. It is sort of hollow, almost feels like a kid's toys plastic. Definitely not a premium action figure plastic. I guess maybe they had to cut costs somehow, and that's maybe how they did it. But it does look really cool. Like, it's not like bad at all. I don't feel as though I got ripped off. I will say that much. Let's see. His head sort of got pretty decent articulation range. That's not bad. I mean, here, we'll get a little bit closer up. Down. And all the way back. That's not too bad. I mean, no, it's Clawful. It's not too bad. Hey, Cobb, what's going on, man? How you doing, brother? Hopefully well. Now, I'm not going to keep doing that. I'm going to pull him off camera real quick to pull him apart at the waist, because boy, was that a chore. Now, that's kind of neat. They do have him, he's wearing armor. So this comes off, and he's got the standard fun, Frundies look going on. But again, this is kind of It's like a hollow plastic. Here, I'll get closer to the camera. Just waking up for work. Oh, brother, I am so sorry. I'm glad you're starting your day with us. That's very nice. Hopefully you get a little bit of OJ, a little wakey wakey bakey bakey. No, no. I know. You've been sober for a long time, and I'm very proud of you. Uh, and it's awesome. I'm actually, I got folks in my family with some dependency issues, and yeah, it's not easy. So I'm proud of you, brother. You keep it up. Um, there is not much. I mean, this is kind of, I don't know. It's always weird to me when they do something like this with a MOTU figure, like this, like lip around the edge. Normally, you'd see it like all flat. I don't know. It's like it's like they purposely did a bunch of things just to save a few cents here and there. His armor looks like it does come off, so we're gonna take it off. And the hole up here is big enough to. It looks like we can probably just pop it over the head. And there's, he's on like a very large premium buck. I'm gonna venture a guess. I'm gonna bet that it's the same buck that Beastman is sporting. Looks like it. It's about the same size. So we know that these guys are probably doing that. I'm trying to think. It doesn't look like anything was, I mean, this was painted. This bicep was painted a different color. I'm assuming that's just cartoon accurate. There's a little bit of paint, like weirdness happening here. Hopefully that does not wear away or chip away later. And a little bit of like bad drying underneath, sort of rushed out the door. But other than that, like just a couple of little spots, and that's pretty good. And the armor is like this. That's interesting, but they have it so that it's shaped to fit his abs, so it doesn't like move around. They've done that quite a bit recently, where like they've made it so that it's very form fitting, right? Let's see how easy it is to get back on. That's not bad. That's pretty easy. I say that I haven't done both of them yet. That one looks quite a bit tighter, but if you take your time and work it around, you get it. As you can see, it does look like it's pulling a little bit, but that's okay. I mean, you can't really notice it when he's put together. I mean, you do. I guess you notice it a little bit there, but whatever. Because this is my Clawful of whatever. Yeah, I've been on a little bit of a Liam Lynch kick. If you've never listened to Liam Lynch, he's the one that sings that song, "This is my United States of whatever." If you've heard it, you've heard it. It's a great, like, kind of modern day kind of sort of punk anthem, but which is weird because Liam Lynch is very all over the place when it comes to his music style. Like one of the best ways I can describe Liam Lynch is almost like a punk rock meets the Beatles sort of vibe and feel to him. Like his current stuff is more like that. His earlier stuff back in like 2000 and whatnot, or like the early 2000s, is a little bit more immature and grungy. But overall, I think he's a very talented artist. That song, Awesomeness. I know, right? I love that song. I love the part where he's like, and I was talking to Zazo, and I was like, "Hey, what's going on, Zazo?" He's like, "Hey, what's going on?" All right, and this is mine. Like it's just it's such a great song. Like it just vibes. You're just like, yeah. But yeah, his most recent album, I can't remember the title right off the top of my head, but it's really good. I highly recommend picking it up, or at least giving it a listen on like Spotify or or Apple Music or whatever, music thing you do, if you do a music thing. Um, I'm a huge audiophile, so I had to, and I get like Apple. Uh, I do a package where I get Apple TV and Apple Music and then Apple Arcade, all together with like some extra storage and all of that stuff. It's actually quite affordable, amazingly. I don't want to say that, and then Apple's going to up it, but but yeah, I've actually kind of enjoyed the Apple Arcade. You get like a bunch of free games that are usually fairly decent. I'm playing this one Ocean Horn 3. I've played the other two, and it's kind of a Zelda game. It's really good. But yeah, I'm kind of all over the map when it comes to that stuff. Um, but like I listen to all sorts of stuff. You'd be amazed. I've got a very eclectic taste. Yeah, we'll get Clawful spinning. Um, I always liked how Clawful was kind of a big dummy in the cartoons, but I did not like the way that they made Clawful look in the Filmation series. It just wasn't right, especially because I liked the vintage Clawful figure. I thought he was like one of the coolest figures they've made. I loved, the little switch on the side that you use to make his claws, snap. It was just like, oh, this is awesome. I mean, you guys know when we were all kids, those were the coolest things ever. Every little MOTU feature that they'd perform. Uh, he does have some articulation in the hand, but it's not like amazing. And he's got a rocker. Let's see, elbow. I mean, it's kind of standard Origins sort of articulation, just a little shaped a little differently. It's pretty good. I overall I would probably put this at about let's see, I'd give him an 8.5, which is actually pretty good. I know that if you watch some of my reviews, I'm usually giving all my figures like a 9 or a 10, because those are the ones that I've chosen to do a video for, and those are usually the ones that are really good, unless it's really really bad, and then I've chosen to do a video for it because it's really really bad. But I skip a bunch of figures here and there just because it's like I'm only feeling kind of lukewarm about it. But yeah, no, I like this one. I think he's definitely a very interesting sculpt. I think they did a really nice job on him color wise. He matches his look from 2000X really nicely. He is an awkward looking action figure, and that kind of works like for him. It's really good. I would recommend this figure if you're into the 2000X line. Definitely pick him up. So yeah, all right. So I'm thinking we're gonna open up another one, but we've got choices here. We've got choices. I'm not gonna open up Laser Power He-Man. Definitely want to save him. I'm gonna probably film a. Is he crab or lobster? Yes. That's my answer. I'm sticking to it. I'm going to say he's a crustacean, and we'll just leave it at that. Because like he kind of draws on all of it, right? Like he's got some lobster-esque features and some crab-esque features, and the one large claw and the small claw. That's a very crab thing. I could be wrong about this. I'm not a biologist, but I don't think there are any lobsters that have one large claw and one little claw. But I mean, all the other stuff, like his back is definitely crab like. I you know what? I'm gonna go with crab, just because of the back and everything and the claws. Maybe combined, once we start talking this through, it's like, oh yeah, maybe he is a crab. Maybe he's really crabby too. Ah, oh boy, that's Wine's not kicking in yet. I get way funnier once I'm drunk. All right, so we're gonna move some of this out of the way. His cousin, was one of the crab people in the cartoon. All right, well, I mean, if he's cousin of the crab people, he's probably somewhere in the crab family. He's crustacean. All right, so we've got a couple of choices here that I can go with. We could open up. What's that one? I have Man at Arms. Michael says, I remember one of them was his cousin. Okay. All right, so I got Man at Arms. I have, who's this one? I've got Moss Man. I've got Stratos, or I've got Zodac. One of those four we will open up. I'll say first one to answer, that's one we're gonna go with. Zodac. All right. Cobb beat you guys to the punch. I'm gonna go with Zodac. Yeah, I like that. All right. Zodac. I really do like Zodac from the 200x line. I think that Zodac was a really cool character. I love the whole him and hey, the Mr. Wonderful. How are you? A little late, but you're here. Hey, fantastic. Thank you for stopping in. Travis. All right, so we're gonna do Zodac. I really like the way that and I want to say I could be wrong about this, but I'm pretty sure this is the version or the Zodac that got eaten by King Hiss, right? Correct me if I am wrong, but I'm pretty sure this is because the African, or the African American or black version of Zodac. I think that was Zodac with a K. He was the brother or cousin or whatever of him that was like all ticked off that he got eaten. I want to say, but maybe I'm wrong, and they just like made him lighter than he should be. I mean, I guess he's kind of brown skinned. He's sort of bronze skinned. He's definitely more tan than Triclops was. Triclops is very pale. Here, actually, we'll grab him real quick. I still have him over here for comparison. He is extremely pale. So maybe this is what they're calling, Caucasian skin, and this is, black skin, brown skin. I like to be a lot more accurate. Like I always try to say that I have like pinkish olive skin. I'm not white. But hey, everybody's got their own preferences. So we'll take a look. I think it's interesting that they had the snake men there. He-Man's being held for him. I loved when he would like get all super power charged up and his like little markings would turn blue. That was pretty dope. I also have Prince Adam. I didn't mention that one, but we're going with Zodac. He rocks. Yeah, I definitely Zodac. The original Zodac. I never had him when I was a kid. I had the armor from the weapons pack, and my cousin had the Wonder Bread He-Man. Only it wasn't like Wonder Bread. I don't remember what it was from. There was some sort of a Mattel mail-in, but it wasn't through Wonder Bread, or at least I don't think it was. By what I can tell, the Wonder Bread giveaway were like sort of He-Man baseball cards, and the Zodac that would, or the Wondar that got sold or given out was through a He-Man Mattel giveaway. I believe that's the case. I am wrong about so many things. My wife will tell you. She loves to tell me. She's also good to me too, though. she's not she's not always, on my ass, but she is also on my ass. Lots. As any good wife should be. I remember wanting the Snake Armor He-Man and Snake Men toys as a kid from 2000X, but they didn't happen. Yeah, I mean, it's a shame too, because I really wanted that thing to go for a third season and get, we had Hordak coming in shortly. That was going to be, not too far off. I want to say that was the plan, was the third season was going to be Hordak, which is it's such a shame, because seeing a 2000X Hordak would have been so cool. I can only imagine that they would have done a great job with him. All right, so here's all of his bits and bobs that come apart. You can take a look if you want. His hands come off, his arms come off, his waist comes off. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't try to pop off one of Clawful's legs. And it does look like he has that kind of leg that does pop off. So let's see if I can make this happen real quick. Yep, it's pretty easy. Actually, they come off pretty, swiftly. I remember with Triclops, I had a little bit of trouble keeping it on afterwards. But we got that one. All right, so everybody want to take a look at that? I'm all done with that. All right, so we got Zodac, and he is. I hate these snaps, the little rubber band things. I feel like they're. First off, I'm just gonna cut myself off, because this is probably one of the coolest MOTU weapons that we've gotten in Origins. Like, this is so cool. I like this. It looks so good. I really liked the one that they gave us for Masterverse. Like, I really liked it, but it's so flimsy and does not like to stay together that it's just like, sometimes it's more frustrating than anything. All right, we're gonna make crinkle crankle. Cover your ears, kids. Hopefully I'm far enough away from my microphone to where that's not destroying your ear. God knows it's kicking up my OCD. All right. Hooray, he's free. I wonder if they're going to do 2000X King Hiss. I feel like they need to, because, I mean, that was what 2000X was all about, was King Hiss, eventually. I feel like Skeletor really did take like a backstage seat in that series. They really liked the Snake Men in that one. I did not like that that Duncan became a Snake Man, and I guess the third season you were going to see that Duncan went back to the Snake Men and just became a Snake Man for forever, which was not something I wanted to happen to our good friend Man at Arms. Now, this is definitely probably one of the coolest armor setups on any Masters of the Universe figure from the 2000X line, and definitely any of the Zodacs. Was Zodac still a Cosmic Enforcer in the 2000X series? I mean, I want to say he was, yes, but I feel like that's a trick question. I haven't watched it in quite a few years. Probably a good 5 or 6. So my memory is not completely fresh on that one. I will say that there were 2 Zodacs in there. And that one was, eaten by King Hiss. It's the weirdest thing ever. But was he a Cosmic Enforcer? I don't know. I know he was definitely a Cosmic Enforcer in Revelation and Revolution. And I was, again, another series that I feel definitely deserved a third season. Now, if you had asked me if it deserved a third season when Revelation first came out, I would be like, nah, maybe not. She did become a cosmic enforcer in Revolution. You are correct, sir. Uh, I kind of like that about that series. But once I saw Revolution, I was like, all right, he listened. He didn't keep trying to change it up too much. He went deep dive into what most of the fans wanted to see. And I mean, I think that that was a perfect way of going with Lynn's like storyline. I like that she kind of became the snooty good guy chick that was still sort of a bitch, but you know, an awesome bitch, right? Like she was working it. She was that kind of bitch. so, so I mean, that made me happy. I liked her character in Revolution. It was good. Um, I do like that they addressed how abusive Skeletor was towards her in Revelation. Um, the Godlin thing was kind of cool. I definitely liked how Godlin looked better than I liked how Sorceress Lynn looked when she was like had the bat thing on her head and everything. I don't know. The bat thing on her head was just kind of I know some people really dug that look for her. I was not a big fan. I was like, what the hell is that thing? I'm like, why? It looked like she had Mickey Mouse on her head, only it was a bat. So, but opinions. Please don't be offended if that is not your opinion. Sometimes my opinion is very immature and sarcastic. So, you know, uh, as my grandmother used to say, opinions are like assholes. Everyone has one. And at one time or another, they all stink. I want a Revolution sequel. I do too, brother. I do too. I think it would be. I honestly liked which way that storyline was heading. There's some stuff in there that I feel as though we really need to see wrapped up. Hopefully, this movie will spark enough to get Mattel on board with doing a sequel to Revolution. John, you like the bat look? Yeah, like I said, no offense, you're just wrong. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, you're not. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. You are entitled to your opinion. I did like I did like how she had like she was kind of had the sexy. I just didn't like the bat on her head. I think the rest of her outfit was actually pretty dope. Well, if assholes could fly, my house would be an airport. Mine too, John. Especially now that my daughter is tweening and becoming a younger adult. Like she's 11 now. So I mean, she's not that much older, but oh my god, the tude coming from that kid. Uh ah, we got another comment from Damien Ristori. Damien Ristori. I hope I didn't jack up your name there. 8376. Zodac looks fab, but my favorite villain of 2000X show was Count Marzo. So yes, I'd hope. I really do hope that we get a Count Marzo in the 2000X line. I missed 9 times. What did I miss, Rick? Oh, I'm I'm getting John. I'm getting the notifications from Orko's Castle Grayskull, and I was reading it like it was one of our one of the comments on this live stream. Whoops. We'll see what Rick had to say later. Um, but yeah, Damien says not at all. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he will. I hope he does. I hope he does. Uh, I am not. John says I am not like the rest of this new generation. I don't get offended over stupid shit. Everybody is entitled to their own opinion, including mine and yours. Exactly. Like I said, like I got some weird opinions sometimes. So, usually I just keep mine to myself, especially at work. Michael Gutierrez says, What is with Granomir's on again, off again thing with not trusting humans? He was like that in the Filmation cartoon, and he was distrustful of them in Revolution until Lynn saved him. I'm assuming people were constantly killing dragons. Yeah, I gotta assume. Um, you know, I mean, come on. Sometimes us people, we're jerks. we do we do pig-headed stuff all the time. You know. Motu Prince, how's it going, man? Wait, Damien says 2000X Whiplash is another big hitter. Uh, Old one still is top dog. I kind of agree. I like the OG. But Whiplash is definitely one of my favorites. Motu Prince says, "Woot, new guy here. Thanks for the stream. Yeah, no problem, brother. Thanks for coming in. Uh, we were looking at Clawful a little while ago. I was showing off my Scareglow. Dude, I seriously love that figure. I mean, like, if you guys have a chance to hit Walmart, because it doesn't look like it's on their site. I think it's only in store. If you guys really want it, you are gonna have to go into a Walmart. And yes, I know that kind of sucks, but you know they've got low prices, bro. Usually my Walmart has some pretty decent like toys. Like I catch some crazy things at my Walmart that I'm like, man, I can't believe Walmart has this. Um, 2000X Whiplash was a traitor to his own people. Yeah, that makes sense. He's not a real stand up dude. Although his figure is very nice to stand up. He's got those big chunky feet. Cobb says, I'm going to check today by my Walmart. My Walmart hasn't had MOTU in years. Really? That's surprising because I know Mattel is kind of shoving it down Walmart's throat. Like, man, that sucks, dude. You maybe you got to go check because I honestly we've got to. It's my Target is the one that doesn't tend to have a lot of MOTU anymore. So I mean, maybe some places it's like that, and some places it kind of flip flops. Who knows? But yeah, you should definitely check it out. Um, I highly recommend that Scareglow if you can get your hands on it. Try not to get it on the freaking on eBay because God knows that aftermarket is ridiculous these days. Damon says he was indeed. Yes, I'm going hunting this Saturday. Says Motu Prince. Early. All right. Good luck, brother. What you hunting for? What are you going to be looking for? Sorry, I'm parched. I was having another sippy sip. I'm telling you, St. Julian's wine is really good. Scareglow? Yeah. Yeah. Now I'm telling you, like I really do think that if I say it like if you guys did not see, I did put out my Scareglow review tonight. Watch it after this, and I'm actually kind of proud of it. I did some good photography in there. There's some good music in the background too. Very fitting. But this is seriously like next level MOTU. The the Chronicle series looks like if they have more of what's going on here, I think we're all gonna enjoy the Chronicles a lot. Probably, I don't know. Honestly, this Scareglow is way better than the Scareglow that came out for Masterverse. Um, that's a good looking figure. You talking about the Scareglow, Vine Juggle, or Zodac? Because I mean, either one is pretty phenomenal. Um, let's see what else do we got going on here. Chronicles. Oh, and also Motu Prince. I did pick up that Alcala Skeletor with the gold, boots and all that stuff. It's very disco Skeletor, but it's also that core line, and I want to get my hands on one of those core line figures just to see what they're all about. I know they're a little bit cheaper and there's way less articulation, but I want to have it in hand and play around with it and see what's going on. Uh, I kind of really want the core line Battle Cat. Like when you press down on one of his like spikes, it makes him roar. I'm like such a child, you know. I'm like, yes, it makes noise. So, you know, I'm looking forward to it. Um, there are reviews on the Chronicles Triclops and He-Man on YouTube already. I bet. You know what? I have to try and find them, but you know, nothing. It's not never the same. You know, you got to have it in hand. Like I've done plenty of reviews, and you know, some folks are like, I hate that figure, and then they go out and they get it after I've done a review, and they're like, dude, you're right. It's way better in hand. And I'm like, yeah, I'm telling you, you got to try. Um, everybody's saying, hey, what's going on? Um, Michael Gutierrez says, uh, Adam mistook the leader of those lizard people for Whiplash, and he responded by with, "How dare you speak the traitor's name?" All right, all right. We've got our expert right there on the 2000X series. Very nice. Thank you for keeping us historically accurate. Allison, what? Hey, girl, what's going on? I haven't talked to you in like forever. Feels like it. Life gets in the way some days. Uh, definitely not avoiding talking to you. Just never. I don't always get the chance. But what's going on, girl? Hope you're doing well. Let's see. Scareglow has been the showstopper. Damn good looking. Yeah, I know. Like it is such a good figure. Even Punk, even Lawrence did one on Scareglow today, and I was like, yeah, that's how you know that like that's like a really good indicator in this whole group of folks. It's like if Lawrence does a MOTU figure, that's a good MOTU figure. so so hell yeah, hell yeah. Uh, not sure on that line though. Yeah, I'm not. You know, like I'm a Scareglow fan, so I had to get Scareglow. We'll have to see. Like I say it in my review a few times, like that. It feels like Mattel is setting a very high bar with this figure. If they can keep that up, it will be amazing. Um, I don't know how I feel about those movie figures. I'm not sure yet. Right? Like the hairdo on He-Man kind of cracks me up. Don't get me wrong, I'm still excited like a crazy schoolboy, waiting for this movie to come out. But that hairdo, it's so feathered. it's it's like, oh boy, what did they do there? I wish they would had gone a little bit more closer to the Dolph Lundgren look. That would have been a little bit more acceptable, I think. You know, little mullet action. I think that's kind of popular nowadays. Um, let's see what else. I've seen the gold Skeletor. Have you, Michael? Have you seen it in the stores yet? I haven't seen it in the stores. Walmart just sent me a message today saying that it's shipped. So luckily, I didn't get it canceled on me, which always happens when I order from Walmart. Nolan says, Nolan saying hi as per usual. Allison says greetings, and again, thank you for stopping in, Allison. I think toys. Dude, I always get your I always get your handle wrong. Toys of a Time Gone By. Toys of a Time, we're just gonna say, uh, says, I think that Coraline is cool. I have the He-Man and Gold Skeletor, and they're kind of tiny though. You know what? Tiny is not bad. In fact, I want even tinier. I am desperately waiting for those Motu or the Mighty Motus or whatever, Mighty Masters, the little mini like things that Eldor got a hold of over in New Zealand first. Dude, I so want those. I want to be able to have He-Man or Skeletor as a pocket fig. Like seriously. Those look so great and so like just phenomenal as far as the line goes. Like how could you not want, you know, if you're a Motu fan, how could you not want that? At least one or two of them, you know? I don't know if I'm going to collect all of them, but I'm definitely getting He-Man and Skeletor. The Mighty Masters, that's it. That's what they are. Thank you, Toys of Time. Toys. Damn it. Toys of a Time. Toys of a Time. Everybody's saying hi. Hi, Nolan. Nolan is always our favorite party guy. It's not a party unless Nolan shows up. Damien says, my two most anticipated Chronicles figures are Goatman and Spikor. I do like the look that they gave Spikor for the movie. Goatman, I haven't really seen I know that there's some images out there, but I haven't really taken a look at some of the really good images. I just think it's hilarious that they have Goatman in there. And I've heard that Pig Boy does appear. That's another one that I'm like, yes, thank God they decided to put those in there. I think that movie is just going to be super fun. Toys of a Time says, I got Scareglow too, but I will be cherry picking the movie figures. He-Man, Skeletor, and Battle Cat. That's it for me for now, or that's it for me. I gotcha. I understand. Michael Gutierrez says, not in the store, but I've seen the image. Okay, all right. Damien says, I'm happy to go in watch without any new trailer. Same for Marvel movies. Yeah, I don't think I need any other trailers. That first one got the hair on the back of my neck sticking up, and I definitely was like, yes, got to do it. Nolan, those little tiny guys look awesome. Love the way that they have the action feature. I know, right? Like it still has the cool spring, action punch thing. I saw the images of the minifigures and the Castle Grayskull playset. Wait, there's going to be a mini Castle Grayskull playset, or are you talking about the newer Castle Grayskull playset? I don't know. I didn't know that there was. If there is a mini Castle Grayskull, I definitely have to get that. God, I hope that's what you meant. And certainly no Rotten Tomatoes bullshit. Can't stand that site. I know, dude. Listen, I'm going to say this about Rotten Tomatoes. I always look at Rotten Tomatoes to go, okay, they voted it down. It's got to be a good movie. Because 9 times out of 10, the Rotten Tomatoes will give it a bad review or a kind of lukewarm review, and I'll just be like, yeah, I love that movie. That was like Tron Ares. Did not get very good reviews. I sort of dug the hell out of that movie. I thought it was really good. Was it the most epic movie ever? No, of course not. But I don't think that's what they were going for. Let's see. Toys of a Time. I don't trust Walmart anymore to deliver on these figures. Been canceled too many times. I hear you, brother. I have lost a couple of different figures. I still haven't gotten. I went to order that. The merman from the Turtles of Grayskull. Still don't have him. They canceled it on me. I was so mad, and I could not find him in the stores. It was very. That was one of the few that I really wanted. But hey, that is toy collecting. Michael Gutierrez, are Goatman and Pig Boy in the movie? Now, Goatman is definitely in the movie. I know that for certain. I've heard that Pig Boy is in there, but I did not see him in any of the credits. Cobb, you're heading out. Got to go hit Walmart. Good luck, brother. I hope you find him. My Walmart had a few, but the one that I got was the only one with a decent looking box. So that's what you risk at Walmart. Janky shit. Michael Gutierrez, the mini one is coming. So there's a mini Castle Grayskull that's coming out for the MOTU minis, or the mighty masters. I keep fucking that up, but dude, seriously, I think I'm more excited for that than I am even for the movie. How ridiculous! Yeah, the brick nano figures too with the movie Grayskull build is coming in April. Okay, so I've seen this, right, and I've got a ton of the what were they called? Basically mega blocks or mega bricks He-Man sets, right? I've got the Comic-Con Castle Grayskull one where Adam turns into He-Man. and I've got Battle Cat and Panther. I've got a flocked Panther in that mini Lego-ish style, and seeing those like almost almost Dungeons and Dragons esque non-posable mini figures. Uh, I was like, oh, that's kind of disappointing because I don't know if anybody's seen like a long time ago I did some stop motion, and what I did was I took some spare Skeletor and He-Man heads and I kind of glued them onto those minifigures heads, and they just look hilarious. Like I actually my daughter is in Scouts, and she did the what they call the rain gutter regatta, and so the very first rain gutter regatta that I helped her with, we made what I lovingly titled the Skelemaran, and it was a Skeletor themed catamaran, and it has like a tiny little pilot's seat that was just big enough to put one of those mega action figures in it, and so I have like the big giant Skeletor head on a mega figure in the seat, and it just looks comical and it's great. Um, so yeah, I'm a little disappointed. The brick set itself looks pretty decent. I'm not gonna poo poo on it because I haven't built one yet. So, but it's it's funny that they're not gonna go Lego. They just won't. They're gonna really try to do their own brick sets, and I mean they're not gonna. I don't think they're gonna be successful. Are they gonna be cool? Probably. Uh, Damien says, "Here, here." Whatever it was, I'm with you, man. Michael says Tron Ares is the only Tron movie I haven't seen. I recommend it. It's pretty good. Don't set your expectations crazy high. Okay, there's some really cool scenes in it, and there's some really interesting like moments. I'll say, but it definitely dives into the lore, and it talks about a bunch of stuff that has been in the other two movies. And even kind of sort of the comics a little bit if you've ever gotten into the comics. Damien says same for Blue Beetle and Dungeons and Dragons. Good watch. Yeah, exactly. Like Dungeons and Dragons was one of my favorite movies that year. I thought that was a great movie. Um, let's see who else was the brick one I saw actually. It was the brick one that I saw actually. My bad. Oh, hey, listen, don't worry about it. The amount of times I'm wrong about some stuff, don't sweat it, brother. Uh, you be able to show Scareglow in the dark. If you can't, no worries. I can. He is sort of. I'm not gonna lie. It's disappointing. There, wait, hang on. We'll kill these lights. Alexa, turn off the dungeon lights. Hey, Adam, what's going on? Alexa, turn off the basement lights. All right, I'm going full dark. Oh, snap. I got my pants off. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Pants are on. Pants are on. I swear. So, so even under a black light, they couldn't even make it so that the paint lights up under a black light. I mean, it does a little bit, but not like you would expect that head to like bling. And then it doesn't glow like the OG Scareglow does, or even the Origin Scareglow. It fades pretty quick. But as you can see, I think I don't know if that oh, sorry, yeah, that's the black light is still affecting it. Let's see how long it takes to fade out. I mean, it's not doing too bad. Maybe I just wasn't making my scene dark enough when I was shooting my review. Yeah, you're right, Adam. By the way, hey, what's going on, brother? Uh, you are right. The Masterverse version of Scareglow's head definitely did only glow for that one too. Alexa, turn on the basement and dungeon lights. All right, we're back to, but yeah, it's not terrible. I will say this much though, it is the best looking Scareglow head as far as like just details, and there's like a nice little wash that goes around it. It looks pretty cool. It's dope. It is dope. And we'll put him back here just for anybody who still wants to see him. All right, where am I in the comics? Uh, Toys of a Time. Couldn't order the vintage collection Beastman, Merman, Man at Arms. None are in stock on Walmart. I didn't go too heavy on the Masterverse vintage series. Um, a lot of the new Eternia ones I liked a lot, and they became kind of my mainline ones. I did pick up vintage Tila. I haven't actually even opened her yet. I've got a few of them that I just have not opened at all yet. Um, I'm I'm a slacker. I don't know what to say. Um, Man at Arms, none of them are in stock on Walmart, but it's funny. All the third party sellers have them on eBay or double priced. Yeah, I know, dude. Toy flippers are ridiculous. They make me so mad. I won't even go to my. I barely go to one of my local toy shops anymore, just because the prices get ridiculous, and I don't even sell them to my local toy shops anymore either, because they don't want to pay like for them. They want to undercut you as much as possible, and I get it. You know, you got to make profit off of it, but man, the amount of profit they're trying to make off of people is crazy. um, Michael Gutierrez says, I like the Blue Beetle movie. I haven't actually watched the Beetle movie. I guess I maybe need to put that on my list. I will make a point of watching it. Uh, that Halberd is beautiful. Yeah, it is a really cool looking piece of artwork, honestly. There's some really nice detail on that. Um, It's and the shininess of the metallic like plastic is not bad. It would have been cool if they had thrown some kind of a wash on here. And I mean, I suppose that like, if you guys are even kind of even semi competent at doing any of the paint job stuff, you could probably easily put a wash on here, no problem. It looks like it would be very receptive to it. But I mean, it looks pretty good straight out of the package. Like there is nothing wrong with this thing. It is very nice. Um, and I even like that they keep the majority of the staff like thin, but then they give him a bit of a grip. That kind of works. It's nice. It's in a good spot too, so it's it works out well for posing and so forth. I'm not sure what he's doing with his hand here. We'll spread the legs, make him look like he's butch. Uh, Adam, you're gonna go eat? All right, brother. What are you gonna eat? I always like to ask everybody. Damien says supposed to be a Blue Beetle TV show happening. Huh? That'll be interesting. We'll see if that happens. I'm I'm not gonna lie. I am not excited for that Green Lantern one, especially after I saw what Hal Jordan's suit looks like. Like, is he the Brown Lantern? What the heck is going on with that? Why are they so afraid of green? Like, I don't get it. And even the show is just called Lanterns. They're not even calling it Green Lanterns. Um, I'm hoping that's because they're going to draw in like the Yellow Lanterns and the other Lantern Corps. Uh, I'm hoping. I hope I'm not wrong about that. Let's see. Radical Toy says another SG that only the head glows. Ugh, yeah, I know, brother, I know. I'm partially tempted to paint with. I have glow in the dark paint, and I'm somewhat tempted to paint onto Scareglow, but maybe I won't either. I always get. I always I think about doing it, but then I talk myself out of it. I'm like, no, 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 I don't want to ruin my toy. Was that? Yeah, with Zolo Marudina voicing the character. I'm not sure what you guys are referring to. Let's see. Vine Jungle. I thought Blue Beetle was really fun. Watched it on an airplane. All right. Lots of folks are saying it's good. I'll have to check it out. You would sell your figure to them, and tomorrow it will be up for like triple for what you sold it to them for. I know, dude. I know it will. I know it will. There have been a few times where I would get like one specific dude where he would actually give me decent prices for some of the stuff. Like I don't ever expect to get the same that you're, but I think you have a better chance of getting better money if you put it up on eBay yourself than if you give it to them and they put it up on eBay. Um, I used oh wait, Toys of a Time says I put a wash on my core He-Man and uh the detail is great on the core figures. Okay. I like the smaller figures, so I have a feeling that I'm gonna enjoy certain aspects of the core figures. I know they're more limited in articulation, but they look like they're fun figures. They don't look bad. Um, let's see what else he said. I used glow in the dark paint before, and it just doesn't look good and doesn't glow great. Uh, I will give you that. It does not always work. The one thing that I found I do is I get this glowing powder, and so I will actually mix this glowing powder in with already glow in the dark paint that I'll get. And I actually use an airbrush glow in the dark paint. It's Createx, um, and that glows pretty decent. Um, but if you get the powders, you have to make sure that it's the right kind of powder because there's green and blue and pink, and they all almost look the same before you mix it in with a paint. So, but when you combine the two, you get a nice effect. It actually works pretty well. But again, you're not wrong. It's not perfect. Like I was considering on my Masterverse Zodac, painting these in with a blue glow in the dark paint that actually looks really good under a black light, but you got to use a black light. It doesn't look great when you turn the lights off. Um, but yeah, hey, it is what it is. The issue with eBay is, Toys of a Time says, the issue with eBay is their selling fees are too high. Is that? I honestly I have not sold anything on eBay yet. I've been considering it, but I have so much on my plate lately that I haven't had a chance to. Like I made a few Skeletors that have a little switch in the back, and they have I wired it up and did soldering and all that stuff, broke the casing apart, and Skeletor's eyes light up. Right. I used funny enough, I used a lightsaber from an old Darth Vader figure for the eye sockets. Like I drilled them out with a hand drill, and then I placed those in there, and then I routed a light up into the neck stalk of the Origins Skeletor figure. Ha, they had problems doing laser light He-Man. Bunch of wusses. I figured it out. uh, no. Actually, if you want a good video, you can check out Make Shape Create. Corey did his own laser light He-Man, and he had a hard time getting that thing to work right. I want to say he pulled it off, but it's rough. Must have looked cool. There is actually a video. It's probably one of my very first videos I've ever done on this channel. If you look to like, if you go to the videos and you go to oldest to newest, it'll probably be one of those videos. And I kind of show. I was still new to shooting video, so it's kind of janky, but I leave it up there because I like seeing the progress of my channel. Like some of my older videos are real rough on the finish. But yeah, Corey just did a new video of the Ultimate Snake Mountain that is massive. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet. So I am definitely, it's on my list of stuff to check out. I like Corey stuff. He does he sometimes, and I'm just gonna put it out there. Sometimes it's not what I would want to do, right? Sometimes he makes some crazy things, but sometimes he comes up with some really cool ideas. Really cool ideas. Like his Castle Grayskull, the one where he made the Ultimate Castle Grayskull, was phenomenal. I thought that came out really good. He did a really good job with that one. He's getting better as time goes by too. Like his skills are growing. One thing I like about Corey and the way that he shoots video, and I've told him this before, I appreciate that Corey shows the mistakes and the blunders that happen, because I think it's really important. Like when you're videographing, and documenting, all of this stuff for video purposes, to show people that it's not always easy to do some custom work. That be prepared to destroy whatever it is you're working on. Don't have any love for it until it's done, because it can go horribly wrong for you. And I think that is, I think it's funny. I think it's a brave thing to show your mistakes in video form. I do. I think it's a very brave thing. And especially once he like shows that, hey, I finally got it to work out, right? Like he shows you the process. And I like that about his videos. Um, I may not want to do a lot of the things that he does to his stuff. Sometimes I'm looking at him going, oh my God, dude, what are you doing to that awesome figure? Please don't hurt it. But, some, like a lot of times the results are awesome. Toys of a Time says, I do my own customs at times, but I really don't like messing with my figures too much. I agree. I'm kind of the same way. I will do some alters. I will do some repairs here and there. If I break something, I try to make it get fixed and all that stuff. One of my personal favorite channels out there is Toy Polloy. He does some amazing work repairing and restoring toys. If you ever want to learn how to fix certain problems that you have always been aware of but never knew how to fix, he is an amazing resource. Um, Damien says, correct me if I am wrong, but were Zodac and Strobo related? 80s kid here, but forgot the link. I could not tell you, but there are definite similarities. Maybe Strobo was one of the enforcers. Uh, he he might be like, if you watch Revolution near the end, that's when they ask Lynn to become an enforcer. Take a look at that, because they've got all the deep cuts as far as enforcers go that are in there. So if he was, he would more than likely be in that scene. More than likely. I cannot remember off the top of my head. Maybe somebody else does. I don't know, but it's possible. Toys of a Time says, I wouldn't cut up my Castle Grayskull or Snake Mountain. I couldn't do it. Well, I mean, like if it's one that you buy specifically to do, like I'm sure he's got like another Castle Grayskull off to the side. But like that's what I say all the time. Like have an extra. Uh, Toys of a Time. I watch Toy Polloy. I have printed out plenty of free sticks. I have too. And Allison says Strobo is also a cosmic enforcer. So, and I would go with what she says. She's definitely one of the folks in the know. She's a smart lady, and she always has her shit straight. Mostly, except for when she's eating Arby's. uh, no problem. Yeah, I have. I actually bought a. What was it? The Bashosaurus. I bought Bashosaurus, and I purposely bought one that had no stickers applied to it, but they also didn't have the sticker sheet, so it was a little cheaper. And so I did that, and then I went through. Toy Polloy had some links that I could go to, and I got my stickers through one of Toy Polloy's connections. Um, so yeah, I did that for that, and then my original Sky Sled, pretty much all the stickers were kind of destroyed on it. Some of them were coming off. I saved the ones that were coming off, and I used them. I pinned them up as like little decorations on my cork board and stuff. But they were not good on the Sky Sled anymore. So I ordered new stickers from one of his connections, and also did that, because he has free ones on there, but then he also has links to places where you can actually order them and have them, they're actual decals that you can pull out, and they're amazing decals. I'm gonna tell you, like, you cannot tell the difference between those and the OGs. So I highly recommend it. That is a very big uh, plug that I will give Toy Ploy. And I can't remember who it is that he gets those stickers through. I know they have a eBay shop too, so you can find them on eBay. There are some really good resources on there. Vine Jungle says, I will gladly hack up a toy to make it better. I customized my Mondo once. You customized a Mondo? Oh, dude, you are a brave dude. I, I want the toy in my head and not the one on the shelf. Wow. I, oh, that is, I, spending as much as a Mondo figure. I mean, I know there are more expensive figures, but man, those are not cheap. I know I still have to do my Winston. I have Winston Zedmore, but I'm waiting for Ray to come in from Ghostbusters, and I'm going to do both of them in the same review. But those the Mondo Ghostbusters figures are so good. Uh, Toys of a Time is asking, have you seen GI Bro? This guy makes all of his own figures and play sets out of parts. I have not, but I'm gonna have to look him up after I do this stream. That sounds like it's up my alley. I love GI Joe. In fact, I put up some new shelves in my basement. They're actually like just off to the side with all of my GI Joe figures because I was having trouble keeping them in the original shelving area that I had. I never intended to buy as many of them as I did, and I would say that like there are a few GI Joe collectors out there that have more than me, but I've got some pretty good hits in there. I've got all the Cobra Law figures. I finally found the Cobra Law guard at Target. I was super happy when I found him because he was sold out online and it was making me mad. But I've got like almost every except for that Scorpion guy. I don't really he's cool, but I don't really have a lot of interest in him. Like with GI Joe, it's more of a nostalgia factor for me. But I have pretty much every figure that comes with an animal. So because I've said this before, and I know a few of you have said it as well. Hasbro needs to make a line of animal figures. They knock it out of the park with GI Joe. Like they seriously do such a good job. They really do need to, do their own animal figure line. And let's see, Toys of a Time. I don't really care for when Corey uses those foam sheets to make accessories. I would use something else. The foam sheets don't look right. Uh, I would also agree with you on that one. I am not a big fan of that foam sheeting. Uh, I would I would say I would almost recommend getting some cheap pleather or some actual leather. But pleather would definitely work, and you can actually find that all over the place. You One of the best ways to get pleather is to go to an auto lot, like a junkyard, and just cut a bunch of strips out of those seats. When I worked building seats for the Ford Explorer, a lot of times I was in quality control for the company that I worked for. I'm not going to name their name, but we built seats for the Ford Explorer, and it's GI Bro. Okay, but yeah, we had to slash any of the trim that we were throwing away because people would dumpster dive and try to like get it out of our like compactors, which is extremely dangerous. But yeah, we a lot of times I would give it to the guys in the maintenance crew because they would make like this one dude kept making purses out of them for friends of his, and then another guy kept making uh, 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 stool covers that we used at work. And it was like people were like, "Bro, is that like the seat cushion?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that's the seat cushion. We made a stool cover for it. It's fantastic." But it's actually a really easy to work with material. You got to strip a layer or two of like foam and stuff off of it, but once you do, you can do details like this and it'll probably look a lot better. So that's another pro tip for you. um, let's see. Don't really care. Yeah. Uh, Damien says he's a big Real Ghostbusters fan too. I think after Janine arrives, I'll be happy with the main four and her. I passed on Janine. He says the RGB ghosts you're hoping for. Any RGB ghosts you're hoping for. I honestly want them to re-release the old toy, the Kenner ghosts. I didn't go in for the larger ghosts. I just $200 was just way beyond what I wanted to spend. I couldn't in my head justify. I'm not gonna lie, like Sam Hain looked really good. The Boogeyman looked really good. So did the Eater ghost guy, with the weird mouth and everything. They all look really good. If I could pick them up separately, I was going to try and get that Sam Hain with the purple cowl or the purple cloak when they did that for Halloween, but I did not. I didn't have time. I didn't get around to it. It popped out of my head, and I never wound up going back to get it. And then when I finally did go back to get it, it was already sold out. And I was just like, that's fate. But I do like the little ghosts that come with them. The little blue ghost that comes with Egon and the version of Slimer that comes with Peter are really good. I'm looking forward to opening up my Winston, and I'm really looking forward to the Ray. I love that the Ray stance comes with bunny ears and a tiny little marshmallow man. Oh my God. I don't know why it tickles me, but it does. So I'm looking forward to those. Let's see what else. What were we saying? Yeah, I really do like that Janine too, but I couldn't. I didn't care about the desk. If they were going to sell her separate from the desk, I would have done that. Although I do like the ghosts that come with the desk set. Those two little ghosts really look kind of cool. I will say this much: Mondo does a really neat job on little ghosts, so they're cool. But yeah, I just couldn't. I just couldn't pull the trigger on that. I know it wasn't quite $200. What was it? I think it was like 120 or 140, somewhere around there. And it wasn't horrible, but I don't have that kind of room for my Ghostbuster stuff. I've got like the Plasma series. I've got like four different Ecto ones. I have the G.I. Joe size figures of them. I've got all of the ones that they released for the new Ghostbusters, the smaller Kenner style ones. Um, I've got a lot of Ghostbusters. So I've got room for my four boys, but I just could not justify taking up that much space for Janine. I hope she is fantastic for the people that got her too. I wish no ill about it. Like it looks like a great figure. The fact that she comes with like legs that she can stand with and then legs that you can put where they're crossed and she's sitting, that's a pretty cool add-in too. Uh, I honestly think that all around, that's probably one of the best values that Mondo put out as far as those RGB figures. But yeah, I did not go for them, but you'll have to let me know how it is when you get it. Hopefully, you do like a review or anything like that, or just message me and be like, "Yo, bro, these are awesome." Um, let's see. Toys of a Time says GoBro makes all his own Masters of the Universe. I'm gonna have to check him out. That sounds like it's up my alley. Um, Damien says I'm hoping for Captain Jack Higgins. Shriek sequel and the bearer rights for. Oh, okay. I think I do recall some of those from the old cartoon. The Captain Jack one, yeah, definitely. Time for dinner, Allison. All right, just don't. No olives. No olives. Every time I have olives, I think about you. So you have a good night. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate you stopping in and commenting. Uh, let's see. Different people customize figures. Customize figure. I like the way that you put that. I know that was probably just a typo, but I feel like you got to roll with that and be like, that's how I say it. Customize. I have done some customs, right? But I've specifically bought figures to do those customs. Like uh, um, I made my own cartoon version of Buzzsaw Hordak, right? So I bought an extra Buzzsaw Hordak, and I bought an extra spy door, or not spy door, web store, and swapped out all of the parts to make it necessary. And then I painted the gray bones around Hordak's headpiece cowl thing that goes behind his head, and then added them around the arms. And then I painted his boots with a silver paint. And overall, it came out really good. Some of it has chipped since then because I did finish it with some Karma varnish, which is one of the things that I've always recommended to people if you're doing customs, especially with the MOTU figures, because it'll still be somewhat flexible. You as soon as you finish painting it, zap it with Karma varnish, and it will make it nice and protected and almost like an enamel finish. But I also I want to say I did a video showing how I painted Hordak, because I use the this technique where you don't paint, right? You don't just push paint across the figure. What you do is you get it nice and liquidy so that you can roll a ball of paint around, and it pigments and deposits paint everywhere. And then what happens is you don't get any brush strokes. You get a nice smooth finish like what you would see on any of these. Only these are usually printed on or sprayed on. Usually a mask gets held over the part and it's sprayed. But yeah, it is completely possible to do with a brush. You just have to be very patient and have absolutely no interruptions. God knows my kid wanted to ruin my project so many times. She would just show up and be like, "What are you doing, Dad?" I'm like, "Get out of here." Let's see. You also made your own custom cartoon Hordak. Yeah, I think a lot of us did, because it was just like you either got that Comic Con one that almost nobody was aware of right away, or you missed out until they did the cartoon collection. And I'm gonna say that the cartoon collection is really cool, but it's just not exactly what I wanted, right? So it's if you don't have it, make it yourself, right? Um, but again, buy extras, because if it's a figure that you really really love, you could ruin it. Always set forth knowing that you could ruin it. Let's see. Oh, Damien said, I think Janine may come single packed if they do her in the Ghostbusters. Okay, so like if they make Janine in a pink uniform, I will buy that. I will definitely, that one I will spend $100 on. I will definitely get that. But that's about the only way that I'm going to do that one. And yeah, I get it. Wait, let's see. Toys of Time. I like those 7-inch 2000X Mondo figures, but it's hard to spend $100 on a figure. I agree. Um, I passed many times on the real Ghostbusters that Diamond Select made, which are phenomenal looking figures. I hear people are having issues with them these days now that the plastic is getting older and breaking down. But they look so good. They look so good. So when Mondo started saying that, hey, we're going to do 6-inch figures, I was just like, ah. Oh. And at first I was hoping that like maybe 50, 60, they were going to go like, Cosmic Legions and Mythic Legions like pricing. No, of course not. Mondo's got to be Mondo. So, but I was just like, all right, you know what? I'll do the stupid custom pay, the partial pay thing, shop pay or whatever, and it won't be that big of a deal. And no big deal. I'll just cut down one action figure each week, and no big deal, because I have kind of a budget for 2 action figures a week. Some months I do that, some months I don't do that. But yeah, so I mean, it worked out in the long run. My wife appreciates that I don't spend a crazy amount. Like that's $200, and trust me, I make more than enough money, and she makes more than enough money for both of us to spend $200 in mad money every month. She spends hers on other things. She's very big into music, so she'll spend money on that stuff, and we put a bunch of money into my kid too. So we are lucky. Not everybody is as lucky as we are financially. I am not about bragging about it either. So you won't usually hear me talking about how much I make, but I do okay. I do okay. And I've been working a lot of overtime lately, so I got extra money. um, but I totally hear what you're saying about those. They look really good. They do. They look really good. Um, Even that, yeah, that Scareglow does. Yeah, the Chronicles figures at $26 a piece are not bad. So, and I mean, if that's the quality we're getting for $26, although I will say his legs are a little like loosey goosey, but they're not terrible. I think I'm going to try and dip him in some hot water and see if that kind of helps put the mold where it should be. But yeah, let's see what else. Toys of a Time made a custom Hordak. Michael Gutierrez says there's been a custom Marvel Legends Channing Tatum Gambit, but I want a legit one. I like that there's a custom Gambit that somebody made. That's hilarious. And yes, they should have made a Channing Tatum Gambit by now. I don't know why they haven't. That does seem like a miss. I'm making my own MOTU world, all dark side of Eternia. I'm customizing almost all of it. Also working on a 10-foot, 17-foot, 10-foot by 17-foot snake mountain. Yeah, are you doing like Skelevator and making it out of foam, or what are you doing? Is it like mixed media? That was Vine Jungle Figure Factory. And then Michael Gutierrez says, you got to go. All right, man. Thanks for stopping in. I will see you later. Uh, Toys of a Time Gone By says, when I paint, I do a coat, then I use a heat gun to dry each coat. Helps me to bake the paint in. That's a good tip. I'm going to try that the next time I do some stuff. I'm actually pretty decent with a heat gun too, so uh, I know how to not melt my figure. I also did a custom Netflix CGI Skeletor Origins version. It came out great, dude. You got to send me a picture of that. If I don't know if I have you on Instagram or not, but find me on Instagram and send me a picture of that. I definitely want to see that. All right, well, guys, everybody, Allison, everyone that came in, Motu Prince, love me some XP foam. Oh yeah, you're big on the XPS foam, huh? All right, all right, all right. We'll see. You'll have to show me if you do anything too. I love getting photos of people's customs. So send me photos of your customs. I definitely want to see them. I'll repost them if you actually want me to. Just tell me. You can repost if you want. Yes, I am asking everybody for nude photos. Don't send me nude photos. I don't want to see any of that. Maybe of action figures. Yeah, I get enough of that from like Thanos and a couple of other folks. But yeah. All right. So as you can tell, my fam is home. My wife and my daughter, they're back from Scouts. And so I'm gonna try and go spend a little bit of time with them before I go to sleep tonight. Because I got to get up bright and early and do all the auto industry stuff in the morning. I love my job. Actually, I do. I actually love my job a lot. It's a good job. It's a fun job. It's an interesting job, and it is a little different every day, and that keeps everything nice and fresh. All right, I will repost any of the prints that you guys send me, unless it's nudity, and I can't do that. But please, no nudity. Oh my god. If you send me nudes, I'm going to send you nudes of me, and you don't want that. If they'll pay, she said. Only Ron. But only mine. She can't do anything. No. Only Only runs. Oh, onlyruns.com. Ah, I got you. Ah, instead of OnlyFans. Oh my god. Great stream. I work in the auto industry too. Oh, do you? Oh, right on. We'll have to chat behind the scenes, swap stories. I got some great ones. Um, Thank you, sir. Motu Prince, thank you for stopping in. I appreciate that you came by. Again, definitely send me pictures of your work. I would love to see stuff. All right, ladies, gentlemen, thank you all for stopping in. As I always end any of my videos with, I love you all. I appreciate you all. Uh, it is always nice to see you all. Nolan, it's always a blast when you show up. I appreciate you. I hope all continues to go well and get better in your life. And give your love to give my love to all of your loved ones. Remember to do all the YouTubey stuff, like, subscribe, turn on notifications. If you want to send me money, send me money. I also have I've got an Amazon wish list. If you want to buy a figure to be reviewed, I'll do that as well. I always try to honor those. Well, I will try to. It's never actually happened yet, but I try to leave as many different avenues for people to help support my channel. Honestly, the best way you can support my channel is to put out the good word about me. I do have stickers, right? I have stickers. I've posted this before on my Instagram page and a couple of other places. I've got some of these, and I've got these little glow in the dark stickers with just the skull in the background. If you want stickers, I will send them to you. We could do a sticker swap, and you send me your stickers, I'll send you some of mine. You don't have to pay me for anything. I just want to send people stickers if they want stickers. I think it's a fun thing to do. And I like tagging all of my shit around here with my stickers. All my stuff at work is tagged with my stickers too. So it's like, that's mine. All right, kids. Thank you very much. We're going to say goodbye to Zodac and Scareglow. All right, guys. Say goodbye to everybody. Goodbye. All right, bye.